Okay. Let's just kick it off right here then. Stand by, everybody. Recording this for YouTube, and here we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Rituro, but you can just call me Mr. Unemployable. We are back in Ukraine, and it has not been fun. Last time, as you recall, we got spanked 5-0 by Zerka Kirovorad. But since then, if you can believe it, we've actually managed to keep the results fairly respectable. We have not given up more than 3 goals in the last few matches. 2-0 loss to MFK Mykolaiv. 1-0 loss to Hirnik Krivik or Kriviri, my apologies. That's actually a very, very good result for us. I would have liked the draw. Tried to keep us close to a team lower down the table, but 1-0 is still not too bad. 2-0 loss to PFK Sumy, which we were predicted to get absolutely spanked in. A 2-all draw against Kremen, another team near the bottom of the table that I am just kind of gutted. We could not hold on to this one. Unfortunately, an 85th minute goal by Vadim Simbal robs us of 3 points. Oh, it would have been just a glorious, glorious win. Great, great boost to the fortunes there. Sadly was not to be. Let's take a look at the goals here. Let's show off how this 2-2 draw was shaped. Eugene Gritsenko in goal has been just a phenomenal pickup for us. So glad he's here. Napolov with the corner. Tvatskin to Stavichuk, and Alexei Stavichuk, my apologies, gets his first as a defender. So we're getting our goal scoring from somewhere at least. It's been hard coming by, but we got it from somewhere. Then Kostyuk off the bar, followed up by Bortnik, and it is 1-all. Thanks to Nazare Muka getting the actual credit for it. Bortnik with the shot, and Muka gets the credit on the redirect. 1-all now. Bushan with the goal kick. Grabbed in midfield by Shapovalov, who gets it forward to Muka. Muka is closed down quickly, and Artav Dyukin gets the ball forward. Fullenweider, who's been fantastic. We'll get to him in a bit. Crosses all the way over the other edge of the box where Fedenkov holds. Jukes past his man, puts it into the area. The header falls right to Tovkatsky. Vasil Tovkatsky with the go-ahead goal just after the hour mark. And they were pretty stoked at the Energiya Stadium. But it was just not meant to be, which is so depressing. In the 85th minute, it looks good. That's a really good looking chance. 2 players brought down, no calls. Really could have been something there, judging by that kind of hard tackling, especially in an attacking situation. But unfortunately was not given. A missed header there, a very badly missed header by Leonidov. Means that it is a Kremen ball. And Kunyev from down low crosses to a wide open Simbal. Nobody marking the far post. Gritsenko couldn't cut out the cross, and Kremen gets their point. And cruelly, Energiya are denied all 3. Stavichuk, man of the match with an 8.3. Easily his best performance of the season. We'll get to Fullenweider in just a moment here. We have one more match to look at before we get to today's featured match against Niva Ternopil, which that's about as winnable a match as we're going to get in the foreseeable future. We're 12 points off the pace of getting out of relegation, so it's still a very huge ask at the 3-quarter mark of the season, but still not impossible. It could still be done. But I want to talk about this 3-all match here. This match was a 3-all draw against FK Poltava. This is a team who really, we should not be in the same league as FK Poltava. They had, by all rights, should have just wiped the floor with us. But in my 200th match, as a professional coach across all league and cup competitions, we got a 3-all draw. A great day at the office for the lads. Now, this is what made it even more interesting. It was actually, if you can believe it, it was 3-1 for us at one point. Goals from Miguel Lario and 2 from Vitaly Bogdanov put us up 3-1 before Vyacheslav Turshanov and Peter Atanasov managed to make it 3-all with 2 late goals. I do regret, and if you notice the sub-timing for this, the sub-timing was huge in this as we subbed off Nepolov and Ishwadze, who actually Ishwadze has been a very good left back for us, very serviceable. Not, world class, but serviceable, which for us is pretty good. Taking them off opened up ourselves to a little bit of trouble, and sure enough, those 2 goals tell you everything you need to know. Let's take a look at the 6 goals that were scored, though, at Lokomotiv Poltava. Again, so I have this Lario actually scoring the opener on a free kick, not a threat we've had on this team at all. But now that Lario is healthy and not suspended, the few times that he is healthy and not suspended, which are, again, frustratingly rare, Lario does well. His second free kick is even better. It falls into the scramble and Bogdanov buries it, makes it 2-0 for Energiya. And nobody can believe, they are stunned. FK Poltava supporters cannot believe what they are seeing. Now off this close free kick, nobody thinks to mark Kornomorets. There we go. Kornomorets. Alexander Kornomorets. Nobody thinks to mark him off the free kick. And it's 2-1. Looking for more now are Poltava. But off the interception, Victor gets forward. Lays a nice little ball. What a nice ball laid off by Victor for Bogdanov. And Bogdanov goes to upper 90 and makes no mistake. And it's 3-1. And just as it looked like we were going to pull up the heist of the century, it all came crashing down. Adanasov, Koshman. Nobody thinks to pick up Turkanov, which is unacceptable that you leave somebody wide open in the 6-yard box. Just totally unacceptable. And then the equalizer, Liopa, is tackled by Lario, who's moved up from right back to D-mid, where he's been much more effective. Adanasov, a beautiful strike. Sadly, not even Gritsenko is going to be able to get his paws to that one, and it's a 3-all draw. Again, not the worst thing in the world. Not the worst thing in the world by a long shot. But the fact that we were so close to stealing all the points is somewhat depressing. And following that up, we had a 0-all draw with Dynamo 2, and then a 4-month break between that and our most recent match against Desna Chernihiv, a 2-1 loss, which was actually very, very close. Very happy with that result. And during that 4-month break, I actually got my Continental C license. So, in the very likely event that I do not last a full season, or last till next season, I should say, with Energiya, I at least will have Continental C qualification. So that's something. My tactics training right now is at 20, which is unbelievable. So during this time, all of these matches have been taking place, some updates to tell you about. On the transfer side, again, I continue to try and remake this squad. It's not been easy, not by a long shot. However, you've seen Lario, you've seen Trachalo, you've seen Bogdanov, you've seen Gritsenko, and they have been fantastic. Vladislav Volenvader, unbelievable. He's playing for peanuts. And he's a 4-star attacking mid, a bona fide 4-star attacking mid. He is now the attacking linchpin of this team, and I could not be happier to have him there. That solves a lot of problems, a lot of questions that we had at top of the park. He is great, fantastic pickup for us on the free transfer market. Also, I'm going to mess this name up, I know it. Ilya Ishwadze. We're going to call it Ishwadze until I hear otherwise. Again, 3.5 potential, and he is not doing that badly. He had a couple of real stinkers, which I've spoken to him about. In fact, in today's featured match, he will not be featuring as punishment for his latest stinker. And we finally have Dmitro Zabardalio brought in on a free from DUFS Metalist. Again, he's a depth signing. He's a prospect, 2-star winger. He's there for the depth, but he's got great potential, and I will be not sad at all to have a backup for Napolov, who he's not bulletproof. He does suffer injuries, and I need to have better depth behind him, because Spirov has been injured and not been good for us at all in that left back situation. On the youth side, we do have this year's youth trialists. So, there are all the trialists that were brought in. The ones that we kept were as follows. You can see here some of them have been signing the contracts. We have Vorobjov, Tretiak, Agiv, Avdiv, Rybanin, and Smirnov. Now, Smirnov already existed from the previous side, so he was only there because, he's a youth prospect, whatever. But the other ones we brought in here are goalkeeper Agiv, midfielder Tretiak, and an attacking midfielder Avdiv, along with Vorobjov, who's just not quite ready for the big leagues yet. He's got potential, but he's not anywhere close yet. The goal here is to get these kids some playing time and hope that they, progress maybe to a star or two. Not holding my breath, but at least the youth ranks are stocked with something. Something's better than nothing. So we'll see. One final thing to point out here before we get into today's featured match, the 5-2-3 has returned. Now, we saw it last time in Glentoran, the 5-2-3, and I've taken a bit of a variation on it here. I've kept the same defensive line. So you have your limited defenders in covering and stopper mode with the limiting fullbacks, a ball-winning defender, and just a standard central midfielder with your target man, attacking forward, advanced forward, and poacher on the attack line. What I've changed here is we've gone with a counter-attacking formation instead of a full defensive formation. The 4-1-4-1 is our out-and-out defensive formation, but this is more of a route one direct passing kind of a deal. This is more of a just hoof the ball forward and let the attackers run at it. Again, it's a situational formation. However, against Desna Chernihiv, we ran it and came away with a 2-1 loss. So that's all the proof I need right there that we can hold a lethal team to only 2 goals and still score one of our own. That is fantastic. So today we're going with the 4-4-2 diamond, though. We're going with what's worked for us in the past. I pushed Lario up into his D-mid role, where now he's going to be camping there until I say otherwise. Again, Stavishuk in on left with Maligan backing him up because of Ishwadze. That stinker was a 4.9. We need never speak of it again. One thing to note here is that Zakharenko is starting. Now, why is Zakharenko starting? Why would I put him in over Artov Dukin? Because Zakharenko, who you can see has a slight concern, and Korol, who has a slight concern, have demanded more first-team minutes. And I decided to, keep our morale from completely tanking. I would acquiesce to their requests. Now, in their first match together, they managed to keep a clean sheet. That 0-0 draw against Dynamo 2 was with a Zakharenko-Korol back line. So, that's okay. That's a pretty solid endorsement. They repaid my trust in them. That's good. The question is, can they do it again? And they did okay in that 5-2-3 formation. They were on either side of Melnichuk, and again, against a very tough team, 2-1 loss. All right then. So now the question is, can they do it in the 4-4-2 diamond against Niva Ternopil? That's what we're going to find out. Chakalo and Bogdanov up front for us with Bobrov on the bench. No Gurka. Gurka demanded more playing time. I said, no, I'd put you on loan. His response was, no, I do not want to go on loan. Screw you, I want out. Which, I'm sorry, Gurka, you're not getting first team minutes over Chakalo, Bogdanov, or Bobrov. So, his loss, he can ride the pine for all I care. He can sit behind Dovkatsky in the pecking order for all I care at this point. He's not getting first team minutes until he changes his attitude. So let's get into today's featured match here in the Pershaliha, the second division of Ukraine. Ooh, a fairly card-happy Yuri Vax reffing this one. Average of 3 yellow cards a match, almost. And again, Niva Ternopil, 22 points. Dynamo maybe might catch them, they might not. We probably won't catch them, but if we can try and make it close, we might be able to sneak some points here, and 3 points here would be amazing to try and keep the dream alive. As a reminder, if you're just joining us at this series, we are 5,000 to 1 against. Those are the odds. Don't tell me the odds. They just make me laugh, and I'm trying to be serious. All right, let's get into the match here. Hoping that the spine of this team can hold together. I know it's an away match. Oh, sorry, it's an away match for Niva Ternopil. It's a home match for us. And, we're not that far off. 5-4 versus 7-4. Not that far off. Gritsenko. Fantastic. A 4-2-1-3 or 4-2-3-1. Probably 4-2-3-1 was what you'd call that. With a deeper lying central midfielder. Interesting. That's a new one for Ternopil. Alrighty, well, let's keep an eye on all of these guys. I don't want to go hard. Don't want to go hard tackling. Not with this card-happy ref. Alright, and let's just stay on our feet. Alright, come on, guys. Go out there, get him. Yeah, they're buying it. Here we go. Niva Ternopil in their green kit. Energiya Nova in their blues. The home fans are excited. There's been a buzz. These new signings, they haven't been horrible. Unlike the last few. There's every chance we could walk out of here with a point tonight. Maybe. Get a few bounces going our way. Perhaps we get all 3. I'm not gonna commit to that. I would be happy with a point out of this. 3 would be amazing. But I would be happy with a point. Niva Ternopil have other ideas though. Borovets inside to Diakov. Zarkiv from distance. That's not going to go anywhere. Shot's actually 2-1 in our favor. No one has yet to hit the target. Melnichuk showing a yellow for a hard tackle. I don't like seeing my top defender on a yellow before the 20-minute mark. Shevchuk can't get the ball past the left side. Ozarkiv. Borovets. Shevchuk. That's a great cross for Pavlenko. Nobody picks up the runner, and it's 1-0 for Niva Ternopil. That was a fall down in defending. Quite the fall down there. Shevchuk isn't caught, that's fine. But the touch is great, and nobody picks up Pavlenko. Gritsenko isn't superhuman. He's not going to get there in time. Can we equalize? Still plenty of game left to equalize with. Bogdanov, his cross. Fedenkov can't quite get there. Full invader, though, will. Lario, full invader. For Bogdanov, finds him. Nepolov, crossing. Fedenkov. This is threatening stuff here. Full invader, saved! Rebound, off the line! Oh, that close! They counted as a clear-cut chance. I tell you, we are getting closer. One of these days, that ball's going to go in the back of the net when we get that kind of a chance. I mean, it's already happened 5 times in this recent stretch of games. 6, actually. My bad, I wasn't counting the 2-1 loss. I mean, it means we can be a threat now. It means we just need a few good bounces. We can get these chances. We're going to start having more respectable results. Now, it might be too late in the season to save ourselves from relegation, but I was told to fight bravely, and I would like to think that I am putting on the bravest fight possible. Gritsenko doing very well to make that second save after doing poorly to control the first. And that's why we have Gritsenko here. He has bailed us out more times than not. Even manages to bail himself out, which is not a bad thing. Lario picks that ball up. Yeah, Lario, the Spaniard on this team of mostly Ukrainians. Chakalo can't find full invader and is picked up by Niva Ternopil. Leonidov now. Fedenkov. Full invader. Bogdanov, nice touch. Brought down, full invader follows up. Brought down again. No call either way. You think with a card-happy ref that would be a gimme. Apparently not. Bogdanov can't get there. Nepolov can. Full invader. Wasn't sure whether it was a cross or a shot. Either way, no one was getting there, and it is wide. Shevchuk, of which there are 2. Jakov. Pavlenko inside for Shevchuk. That one's going in the bottom right corner. Denis Shevchuk makes it 2-0 with his 15th goal of the Persha Liha season. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. I'd like to think that Gritsenko might have been able to get to that if you were to play that play out again. But it was well placed, very well placed shot in the corner. Tough to get to. That's an offside for Shevchuk. That is certainly offside. Good call there. Gritsenko looks long. Can't find his man, but Zakarenko does get there. Bogdanov can't get under the ball. Orlesi to Borovets. Inside to Orlesi. That ball's intercepted by Zakarenko. Finds Bogdanov, who brings it down himself. He's got a step here. Leaves it for full invader. Maybe he should have taken a run with that himself. He had a step. Predenkov tries a switch, but Kanonik is there to cut that out. Denis Shevchuk to Jakov. Pavlenko. This is Orlesi now. Borovets inside to Jakov. Jakov looks forward, finds Shevchuk. Denis Shevchuk steps around, runs one tackle, makes a play past the second, but then ultimately misses the target. Thank goodness. Now, goal here before the half. You got to think that'll seal the fate of the game. If we get it, whole new game, whole new 45-minute half. If Niva Ternopil get it, this game is over. Shevchuk. Chakov. Lario. Chakalo does well to get that ball after Lario makes the tackle, but then Kanonik brings down Bogdanov, and it's right back the other way from Niva Ternopil. Pavlenko is in the clear, the cross to Shevchuk, And that's going in the back of the net. Sergei Shevchuk. Oh my goodness. Sergei and Denis Shevchuk are ripping this team apart. Pavlenko does well, and then it was a good try there by Leonidov to make the marking, but that was not good enough. Not good enough by a long shot, and now we're in trouble. Fedenko, Chakalo, Full Invader. Chakalo on the run, saved by Takash. Well, it was a clear-cut chance. Just not one that went in the back of the net, which we kind of need right now, and that ball's going nowhere. Zakharenko is not pulling in a good rating here. Alrighty. Turn it around, boys. Turn it around. So what do we do for the second half? Do I switch now? I mean, that's a thought. I could come out in the second half with a completely different lineup. And in fact, I think I very well may. I have the horses to do it. Barely. I barely have the horses to do it. All right, let's flip to the 4-1-4-1. It will be Full Invader into the central midfield role. Not his favorite, but it'll have to do. Viktor comes in. And Zakharenko, I think, will come up for Korol. That was not a good showing for Zakharenko by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, Bogdanov, you need to show up here, buddy. You need to show up. Alright, we'll give that a shot and see what happens. I'm not a super... Whoops. Undo that. Thank you. Alrighty, back to the pep talk. I want you to be structured, defensive, maybe not get stuck in. But I would like to retain the... I would like to slow things down, though. Alright. I want you to understand that we can do this. We can do this. We're down by 3. The game is basically over. But I am confident. I am confident we can at least be respectable. A goal is not out of the question here. Let's see if this shift in tactics throws off Rituro. Yeah, you think we need to keep an eye on Shevchuk. There's the cross. Viktor can't quite get there, and Simonin does scramble the ball away. I do feel that had to be a penalty. And even the commentator thinks it was a penalty. Alright, let's take a look here at our marking of the opposition. The Shevchuks, one and all. Actually switched formation a little bit here. 2 strikers, an A-mid, 4 midfielders, 3 at the back. Well, they really switched this around on us, haven't they? Ivanov is not really bossing the game, but I feel like it can't hurt to keep an eye on him. It's really been Denis and Sergei up front are causing us all this grief. Yes, I know. Alright. Ivanov. Right at Gritsenko, who holds the ball. That's not going anywhere. Alright, 70-minute mark. Need a spark here. Bobrov. Let's see if you can turn this around. Stafichuk. Before the sub can take place, Bogdanov to Napolov. Full Invader. Viktor. Fedenkov. Full Invader. Oh! Close. Yeah, Fedenkov on the right is... His days are really quite numbered. Compared to the team when we started, he was a superstar. Compared to the team that we have at this stage of the season, he is disposable. But he is still the captain. Well, the defensive formation has stopped Rituro from scoring. Unfortunately, it has not allowed us to get the goal we need. Now, having said that, Shevchuk here, Denis Shevchuk is in the clear to Sergei, but Kritsenko does manage to get a part of that and put it over the net. Ivanov now. Near post, that's always been a problem for us, but this time the lads managed to keep it together. Good job by Napolov to clear that one from the 6-yard box. Bobrov does actually Ivanov, but it's not going to matter. That's the game, 3-0 to Nerva. I am not happy, boys. That could have gone a lot better and really should have. And indeed, a penalty should have been awarded if for no other reason than to give us a tiny bit of pride. But regardless, with that draw by Hirnik Kriviri, we are now a whopping 13 points from safety. Oh, it's going to take a miracle in this final quarter of the season to keep our heads above water. I'm thinking I may want to check the want ads for a new job. Looks like Mr. Unemployable may be on his way out of Ukraine. We'll have to see next time on Mr. Unemployable. My name is Rituro. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like what you've seen, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, telling all your friends about the videos being hosted at youtube.ca/steelswords. Of course, if you want to watch this live with everybody here on Twitch chat, I record all these episodes at twitch.tv/Rituro. Come join us. It's fun. Everyone has a great time here. And if you want to reach out to me on Twitter, you can do so at @ThatRituro Once again, my name is Rituro. Just call me Mr. Unemployable, and we'll see you next time.